three attributes which we look for in a company. To start with the first one, the business model and the mental model. When I say the business model is what is the way where the company makes money. Is it an FMCG company? Is it a banking company? Is it a B2B supplier? Trying to understand the business dynamics, trying to look at the 5 forces Porter's model. The mental model here we refer to the competitive advantages or the moats. That does it enjoy scale economies? Is it a platform effect player? Or does it have long-term brands, intangible brands which defend its competitive advantage? The next attribute is the management. For the management, one always uses the term intelligent fanatic, which is an often used term. What it refers to is that the management should be both competent and have high integrity. One without the other will lead to a poor result for the investors. Coming to the last but not the least point is valuations. And valuations, why we are bringing it in the last, that the most important thing which we find is the business model and the management running it. Is the management widening or reducing the competitive advantage? And then valuation, even if you overpay a little, if the business has a great runway backed by a fanatic management, you still will have a decent outcome, as Mangal says. We use a reverse DCF technique, which we also enunciated on the blog, which clearly mentions at this price what is the implied growth rate in the current business, and can the business grow more than that. It is much easier to say that the business can grow at 20% or 15% versus saying how much the business will grow at. So these are the 3 questions or 3 attributes, like Ken Fisher says, the 3 questions that matter. Coming on to today's idea. Today's idea is from a sector which is seeing massive value migration happening. A young dynamic company with a long runway to compound capital, backed by intelligent fanatic with a proven track record. I think you will find this idea extremely interesting, and we have been tracking this company for almost a decade now. I would recommend the little book that builds wealth by Pat Dorsey. Pat Dorsey himself is a phenomenal person in terms of long-term quality investing, and the way he explains the moats and how they are vulnerable to disruption and the finer nuances of these moats in a layman's language is something wonderful. I would urge everybody to read this book. Also go through his YouTube videos and podcasts, which are easily available. We would say what Buffett says, that investing is simple but not easy. So what I would like to bring out here is that if an investor or a potential investor doesn't have the time or the interest in putting in the hours required for investing, we suggest him to take proper financial advice and go for mutual funds or recognized PMSs to invest in.